Hello everybody and welcome back to Teachers Talk Money, where I help teachers master their money in order to give back to themselves. Today I have my July budget update for you guys. July is going to be a big month of changes and transitions. I'm officially moving this month. I also bought a car last month in June, and that is going to be affecting my finances because I completely wiped out my car fund. And this is all happening while I'm living off of my summer savings. So each and every month in the school year, I saved a little bit of money to be able to live during July and August. So I'm wiping out that savings account as well, and I get a final paycheck in July, the amount of which I am not totally certain what it will be. So if I'm completely off base in my estimation of what this amount will be, then I will post a July budget update video as well. All that being said, let's head over my shoulder and take a look at all the numbers. Hello everyone, we are now in my July budget spreadsheet. I am coming at you with another outfit change once again because I keep having technical difficulties with my budget update videos and doing like the screencast and stuff, but fingers crossed that this time it works. So this, as I said, is my budget spreadsheet. You can get this template at the link in the description below if this makes sense for your brain the way that it makes sense for my brain. Let's take a look at my income this month. That's the first sort of weird thing about this month. So I'm living off of my summer savings. This is half of what I saved for the entire summer, or in other words, the month of July and the month of August. So I'm taking half of my summer savings as income this month, and I am expecting to get my final paycheck in July as well. My conservative estimate for this is going to be $1,000. I don't know how far or close that's going to be to the actual amount, but that's what I'm anticipating. And as you guys know, I'm usually right about that kind of thing. So in total, I've got $2,825. I also have a space here for rollover. That's any income in June that I did not spend that I can use as income for July. However, June was a very, very spendy month with all of the transitions happening, and so I do not anticipate really having very much, if any, rollover from the month of June. So, a couple of key things are happening this month. I am moving apartments, and so I have a lot of moving costs associated with that, which are affecting my budget. As you guys know, I saved a sinking fund for the move, so nothing's affecting like the month-to-month budget except for the rent. So I'm paying just prorated rent, which is going to be $682, which is less than I normally pay. When I start paying for my half of the apartment each and every month, it will be $920 a month. My car and renter's insurance is going to be around this amount. It's switching partway through the month when I move, and so it may be a little bit different, but I think it's going to be very, very similar. My phone is still $45, my subscriptions are still $10, and Hattie's expenses are still $70, bringing my fixed cost total to $889. Then we've got my variable costs, budgeting a little bit more for groceries and dining, just $210 instead of $200, to give myself a little bit of wiggle room because I've definitely been spending a lot in these categories this past month. $100 for gas. Don't know if I'll need that or not because I'm not commuting back and forth to work, but I am making the move, taking some trips, but some of that can come out of my travel fund. So this is more just a little bit of easy space to work with. Utilities could be $60 as they normally are. They could be something totally different because again, everything's switching halfway through the month, so we will see. And in my other fund, again, just to provide some wiggle room, I'm allocating $250 in case I go over any of these categories or need to make other purchases. So my variable costs, I'm allocating $830 to. For those of you that are new here, I track all my variable costs in these columns. So every time I make a purchase, I simply add it here. It populates below, and it also populates over in this column so I can see how much I'm spending relative to how much I had allocated, and then make decisions accordingly based on that. I love that about my budget spreadsheet. It's kind of the reason I made this spreadsheet. So that being said, let's take a look at my savings. I'm allocating $70 for gifts, $158 for travel. It's a random number because it's just where I threw in the $8 extra I had to allocate. $100 into business. I'm not putting aside any money for summer because this is the month where I'm living off of my savings, and the other 10 months of the year when I'm working is when I'm putting aside that money. For grad school, I'm designating $178 because that is the cost of a 3-credit course. And then we have the most different and interesting piece of this, which is that I did borrow some money to purchase my car. So I had a down payment. I had about $5,500. And I needed about $2,000 to cover the rest of the cost of the car and tax and all of the fees and everything. I was talking to my brother about it because he's been sort of helping me along with the car buying process as somebody who's more experienced in that world. And he said it would be difficult to finance my new car because it is from 2005. And he said it would be difficult to find financing for a car that old. And so he offered to just front me the $2,000 interest-free, which is a benefit for me, obviously. And he could get some credit card travel points for it as well. And so because I had a little bit more money to work with this month, I'm going to aim to give him $600 towards paying him off for that. A lot of personal finance experts, writers, authors, speakers, etc. discourage loaning money within your family. I have never had a bad experience doing that because my family and I are communicative and trust one another, and it just hasn't really been an issue for us in that way. And so that's the reason I'm doing that, although it might not always be advisable depending on your family situation. So I'm hoping to pay him off before the end of the year and just going to kind of send these big chunks of money to him when they're available. So for my savings, and I guess partially for debt repayment, I'm allocating $1,106. I think it's also important to note that while it's been great to be debt-free for so long, not all debt is really something to be ashamed of. I think that this small amount of interest-free debt is really going to help me. It helped me get the car at the time I needed to without having to save any more money or anything like that. And I'm not losing any money in interest on it since my brother isn't going to charge me interest. So as you can see, my total income matches my total expected expenses, which makes this a zero-based budget. Nothing new to point out in my notes section. Most exciting thing being that I fully funded my Roth IRA for this year, but you guys already knew that if you've been following along. And I'm also taking note in this month's sheet of all of the costs of moving. So you can check those out here, and I'm going to kind of make a video on everything once I get the exact numbers for things. So stay tuned for that video on how much it costs me to move again. I hope you guys enjoyed looking at all my numbers. I know I love watching other people's budget videos. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and all of that good stuff. I hope you have an amazing week, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!